Lee on let car with 33 cars in total ready for 12 laps of racing around the gear circuit. Maximum time for this allowed at 40 minutes should we get any safety cars, but 12 laps it should be, and Paul Poon, the man on pole position, is going to take some beating. Pedro, good morning.
Good morning, David. Bom dia, de regresso à ação aqui no circuito da guia para o último dia deste 62º Grande Prémio de Macau, que começa com a corrida CTM Macau Touring Car Cup com 12 voltas, início às 8h30, daqui a cerca de 9 minutos. Continua com a SUNCITY Grupo Macau Guia Race, carros 2 litros turbo, 2 corridas de 10 voltas separadas por 15 minutos. Depois, perto das 13 horas, 5 minutos antes, a SGM Macau GT Cup FIA GT World Cup, uma das corridas mais importantes deste programa, que fecha às 15h30 com a corrida da Fórmula 3, FIA Fórmula 3 Intercontinental Cup. A corrida de abertura tem já os seus participantes na grelha de partida, são 33 participantes. Foram admitidos à grelha de partida todos aqueles que participaram nos treinos, mesmo os que não se qualificaram, os 4 últimos, pela regra do tempo cedido, mas foram autorizados a estar na grelha de partida. E assim temos 33 carros, uma grelha de partida com 17 filas, que acaba já praticamente na curva que dá acesso à reta da meta. A corrida Macau Touring Car Cup tem vários carros da marca Peugeot, RCZ e Mini Cooper S. São aqueles que parecem ser os preferidos nesta modalidade de motores 1600 turbo. Um ou outro Ford Fiesta, alguns Chevrolet Cruze, mas a grande maioria dos carros são os Peugeot RCZ e os Mini Cooper S. Na primeira fila da grelha de partida está Paul Poon, num Peugeot, e Samson Fung, noutro Peugeot, números 27 e 96. Segunda fila, Andy Yan e Célio Alves Dias, um Peugeot e um Mini Cooper S, com os números 36 e 11. Terceira fila, Xiao Chongyin, em Mini Cooper S, e Patrick Chen, em Peugeot, com os números 21 e 30. Quarta fila, Filipe de Souza, num Chevrolet.
Attention on the grid, attention on the grid. 10 minutes to start a formation lap. 10 minutes to start a formation lap. Paddock gate and pit exit are now closed.
Quarta fila com Filipe de Souza e Leong Chikin, o primeiro em Chevrolet Cruze, este em Mini Cooper S, com os números 26 e 23, numa altura em que é anunciado que faltam 10 minutos para a volta de formação. E na quinta fila, Álvaro Morato, em Peugeot RCZ, e Andrew Lowe, também em Peugeot RCZ. Depois, a partir do top 10, Cho Keng-Kwan e Liu Mankit, Lo Si-U e Chong Chi-Hu, Jerônimo Badaraco e Kenneth Luke, Kevin Tse e Nguyen Veng, Zhang and Biao e Lam Hongfai, Louis Manfat e Meurico de Jesus, Rui Valente e Chen Hei, Wong Qianquan e Joseph Merzey, Ip Tak Meng e Elder Brito da Rosa, La e Hermes e Choi Shan-Va, Tan Zizao e Paul Fan, e finalmente, na última linha, Liu Lik-Ka. Os tempos por volta destes participantes, destes pilotos, rondam os 2 minutos e 50, com os mais rápidos a fazer 2,46. Os 6 primeiros fazem um bocadinho antes de menos do que 2,50, 2,46, 48, 49. E depois muitos pilotos a fazer entre 2,50 e 2,54. É o tempo médio por volta. uma vez que os carros são praticamente iguais. É uma corrida onde se espera bastante despique. Muitos pilotos fizeram tempos de treinos também separados por centésimos, décimos, centésimos de segundo e, portanto, em configuração de corrida é expectável que haja bastantes despiques dentro do pelotão. Vamos ver o que esta corrida nos traz. São 12 voltas com início dentro de breves minutos, da volta de aquecimento, volta de formação e depois a partida, sensivelmente uns 3 minutos depois. Ainda alguma movimentação na zona da grelha de partida, com as pessoas afetas a cada concorrente, as equipas, os técnicos, os amigos, os fotógrafos, a imprensa. Dentro de breves minutos será dada a indicação para que abandonem o local e se proceda então depois ao início da corrida com a volta de lançamento. Lawrence.
Thank you， 換機啊！好啦，咁啊幾分鐘之後咧，CTM 嘅呢一個賽事咧就會係正式進行㗎啦。咁啊第一場嘅賽事就係 CTM 澳門房車杯12個圈嘅賽事。咁啊而家趁有啲時間同講俾大家聽下佢哋嘅排位情況先。咁如果大家喺熒光幕上邊咧，佢左手邊開始咧，或者喺度跑道落邊咧，咁啊喺第一行開始咧將會係排頭位嘅27號呢個潘德俊，喺佢隔離咧將會係96號嘅馮文偉。第二行就係30號車嘅殷卓偉，喺佢隔離咧就係11號嘅呢個 Diaz。咁另外第三行咧就係21號嘅周仲賢，喺佢隔離咧將會係30號PRIX Chan 陳文偉。咁第四行方面咧有26號嘅Philip Sousa 嘅，喺佢隔離咧就係23號梁子健。第五行咧就20號嘅毛偉立，喺佢隔離咧就係45號嘅呢個嘅盧啟邦。第六行咧就4號曹鏡坤，喺佢隔離咧就1號嘅呂文傑。咁另外第7行咧就51號嘅盧思豪，喺佢隔離咧15號嘅張子豪。第8行咧就有66號嘅Padraco， 喺佢隔離咧就係15號嘅張子豪。第9行咧有38號嘅Kevin 車謝榮健，喺佢隔離咧就9號吳建榮。第10行咧有
Attention on the grid. Attention on the grid. 5 minutes to start a formation lap. Please clear the grid, except for officials and team technicians. 5 minutes to start a formation lap. Please now clear the grid, except for officials and team technicians.
好啦，大會而家啱公佈咧，就有5分鐘之後咧就會進行呢一個嘅CTM 澳門房車杯12個圈嘅賽事㗎。除咗大會嘅工作人員之外，或者係啲機械士之外，其他人等請立刻離開呢個跑道。多謝各位合作，因為仲有5分鐘嘅賽事咧就會進行嘅。除咗大會指定嘅工作人員或者係機械士之外，其他嘅人等請立刻離開呢個跑道。多謝各位合作。好，講翻喺第10行方面咧，將會有5號嘅張漢標，喺佢隔離咧就係77號嘅林鴻輝。11行方面有7號嘅呂文輝，隔離咧就將會有99號嘅積薩斯。第12行咧有2號嘅華連達，喺佢隔離咧將會有13號嘅陳希。13行方面咧有8號車嘅黃鏡坤，喺佢隔離咧就係將會88號嘅馬成。第14行咧就86號嘅葉德明，喺佢隔離咧將會就係羅偉琪。15行咧就係有18號嘅黎正文，喺佢隔離咧就33號嘅崔振華。16行方面有譚子超，喺佢隔離咧將會係范國平。咁而最後一步咧將會係3號嘅廖力嘉㗎。咁呢場賽事入邊咧將會係基本好多澳門香港中國新加坡嘅車手咧都參與呢個 CTM 澳門房車杯嘅12圈賽事。
Attention on the grid, 3 minutes to start a formation lap. Please clear the grid. 3 minutes to start a formation lap.
3分鐘之後就會進行呢個賽事。請除咗大會指定嘅工作人員或者機械師，其他人士請立刻離開呢個賽道。多謝各位合作。3分鐘之後就會進行呢一個嘅賽事。除咗大會指定嘅工作人員或者機械師之外，其他人士請立刻離開呢個跑道。多謝各位合作。咁今日嘅呢場賽事入邊嘅車種嘅系列咧，都係喺有呢個 Mini GRUPO 嘅Mini GRUPO S 同埋標誌嘅 RC2Z 嘅，以及咧就亦都有 Ford 啊，有呢一個嘅雪佛蘭啊，咁同埋咧就係基本上咧就呢個標誌同埋呢個 GRUPO 咧。就會比較多啲咁多㗎，咁啊 Ford 啊得嗰幾部，咁但係標誌咧今年嚟講咧，睇落去各車手都幾中意用呢個標誌或者係 Mini GRUPO，咁啊好啦，稍後咧幾分鐘之後咧，亦都會有呢個熱身圈嘅，熱身圈之後咧先開始進行呢個賽事的。
So we'll have the cars released onto their warming up lap very shortly. Just the last couple of minutes of the countdown to go, and then at the 1 minute mark the engines will fire up and the engineers will leave the grid. The grid is complete, so everybody present and correct. Looking down onto it, it's the two SUNCITY racing team Peugeot RCZs at the front of the grid. Of course, all this as part of the SUNCITY Group Macau Grand Prix weekend, so it would be a good result for the sponsor if the two came home first and second. Paul Poon on pole position, Samson Fung lining up.
Attention on the grid, 1 minute to start a formation lap. 1 minute to start a formation lap.
And 1 minute to go. So please now everybody off the grid. 1 minute to go to the start. Number 99 gets ready. Eurico de Jesus, winner back in 2003 of the Hotel Fortuna Trophy, the sort of forerunner to this event. And the Fiesta will be interesting to see how it squares up against the Minis and the Chevrolet Cruises and the Peugeot RCZs around here. Rui Valente, the Macanese driver in the Mini, ready to go. He's another experienced touring car racer. He's done a gear race in the past, so he knows his way around, but he's only 23rd on the grid, so there is work to do as the drivers now get ready for the green flag, and very shortly the warming up lap will be underway. Not the start of the race, but one lap around the...
15 seconds to formation lap, 15 seconds.
One lap to get some warmth into the tyres and the brakes, and then they'll come back round, stop on the grid, and we'll be ready for the start of the race itself. The CTM Macau Touring Car Cup. The cars about to be released for the final warming up lap as we get ready for the first race of the day. So everybody off the grid cleanly. I don't think anybody's had a problem. We have in a few races over the weekend had people with dramas at the start of formation laps, but it looks as though everybody is away, or are they? No, I can see Marshall sprinting, so maybe just hidden towards the back of the grid there's one car that may have a drama, but everybody making their way then down towards Mandarin through the right-hander, speed building of course in race pace all the way down towards Lisboa, which may well catch out a few on the first lap. But Paul Poon aiming to try to make a break and see if he can build an advantage on the opening lap of the race. And it's number 13 that has got a problem, yes. So Chan Hay's car being pushed off the grid. If it's going to be able to fire up and start, it may well have to start from the pit lane now. So number 13 doesn't get away. It's being pushed towards the pits, and fingers crossed that it can start the race, albeit after everybody else from the pit lane.
好啦，咁大家都睇到而家嘅東華人跑道上面咧，啲車手咧已經咧係進行呢個熱身嘅賽事。咁啊熱身之後咧，將會埋翻喺呢個起步點方面咧，就按翻頭先自己所排嘅位置，因為而家唔係 safety car 嘛，係一個正式嘅佢哋嘅自己排位。咁亦都係會按翻自己所做嘅時間埋翻位置之後咧，賽事就會正式開始㗎啦。咁啊呢個係 CTM 杯澳門嘅房車杯12個圈。 咁啊呢個12圈賽事咧，排頭位嘅阿潘德俊咧，同埋咧就96號車嘅馮文偉咧2架標誌，仲有一架標誌36號阿殷卓偉咧，咁啊呢幾位係差唔多識途老馬啦，喺澳門賽車我哋叫做鬥車啦，都鬥咗咁多年，咁啊而家咧今年啊揸住呢部標誌嚟講咧，就更加係如虎添翼。咁睇嚟咧，就跟住後邊幾位嘅澳門車手啊 ，DS 啊，21號啊周仲賢啊，阿 Patrick Chan 啊，阿 Philip Sousa 啊，咁啊另外23號嘅呢位嘅阿梁子健啊，咁仲有一位咧就係Andrew Low 係香港㗎，無偉立20號，咁3位嘅香港車手就喺前3名，而澳門嘅咧打下6位咧都係喺呢個4至9位，咁啊睇嚟咧可唔可以突圍咧？咁啊真係要睇下佢哋嘅車輛方面，因為幾架 Mini Cooper 亦都入邊咧有雪佛蘭啊同埋標誌啊等等，咁啊車嘅系列咧大家都不相伯仲㗎啦，可以咁講㗎啦。咁因為咧鬥呢場車咧基本上個規格係全部一樣嘅，不過只係牌子唔同，呢個冇乜所謂嘅。最重要係嗰個規格全部係一模一樣。咁啊呢啲車手咧已經可以話咧已經經過幾日嘅練習排位，咁啊全部咧進入最佳嘅狀態。咁而且咧 CTM 杯往常係喺禮拜6嘅，咁啊今年咧就排咗喺禮拜日。今朝早嘅早上第一項揭開呢個序幕咧就係 CTM 澳門房車杯12個圈嘅賽事。咁啊而家咧就喺我諗喺看台啊、水塘角啊、葡京灣嘅朋友咧，請你哋要特別留意㗎啦。咁啊大家一陣間咧見到佢哋咧一轟出嚟咧，咁啊呢個咧就相當之好睇啊，氣勢好雄、好澎湃嘅，好厲害嘅，真係蜂擁而出就係咁啦。我哋成日都話，咁因為咧就係澳門嘅跑道係比較一個街道式嘅跑道。你話佢窄咧又唔係，你話佢好闊咧又更加都唔係。因為咧就係基本上咧喺呢個東望洋跑道入邊咧，而且佢係得2行咁排住，因為有36部車，咁啊喺頭位一路排到過咗後邊個雷達站後邊先至係最後嗰幾架嘅，咁所以咧後邊嗰啲咧基本係睇唔到前面嗰啲燈號嘅，係要靠在場，因為佢側邊咧都有一啲燈號俾你睇到嘅，不過係辛苦啲。咁啊睇到前正方嗰5盞燈飾咧，你先嗰個速度感就會喺你個腦上面出現㗎啦。嗱，而家見到咧，基本上啊已經喺呢個水塘灣角過晒嚟，落咗漁涌街之後，水塘灣角嚟到我哋再嚟翻呢個起步點或者叫做終點位置。咁啊而家啲車咧已經咧係按翻佢哋頭先所排列嘅，已經係進行啦。大家一陣間咧就留意住呢個燈號。咁因為咧，如果有電視機或者有大電視嗰啲朋友咧，亦都可以睇到㗎。咁琴日亦都大家都經過呢個經驗之後咧，大家都見到咧，呢個燈號嗰方面嘅5組燈咧，一着咗之後一熄燈，咁咧呢個賽事就開始㗎啦。咁最緊要左方面唔好眨下眨下，如果眨下眨下，即係有啲問題出現。咁所以咧，大家要特別留意燈號啦。我哋喺咁後見到。即係比較後啲嘅位置轉彎位咧，真係見到啦，好啦，發咗綠色旗，即係話所有嘅車輛已經係準備好，2眼、3眼、4眼、5眼啊，留意住 ，OK 開始㗎啦，嗱，睇邊個可以彈出嚟？哇！我見到咧，應該係第3位嘅，應該係 Andy Yan 又或者係其他嘅車手咧，已經咧想飆過嚟啊，想過潘德俊，但係咧馮文偉就應該遲咗少少㗎啦。睇嚟咧，潘德俊咧亦都係一路帶緊上嚟先㗎。喺後邊咧，如果冇睇咗呢個另外一部嘅標誌，36號嘅殷卓偉，咁啊緊跟住咧先就96號嘅馮文偉，其他嘅車輛咧已經可以話轉咗去呢個文華東方，直嚟緊呢個葡京灣朋友留意住啦 ，David。
A good start made by Paul Poon, a slow start though by Samson Fung, and it means that Andy Chan is up into second place as they go down towards Lisboa for the first time. Paul Poon ahead of Andy Yan then as they break for Lisboa. Everybody going to get through safely So far so good, but the top two getting away. 1 or 2 run very close to the wall on the outside of the road. There's a rather smoky Chevrolet in mid-pack as well, but as they head uphill for the first time, it is Paul Poon leading the way. Andy Yan, last year's winner, right up behind him, but already they're starting to break away from the rest of them as they work their way up San Francisco Hill for the first time. A very, very smoky Chevrolet, which is in danger of throwing some oil onto the road, I would have thought. We'll try and identify which of the Chevrolets it is in a moment as the cars head downhill. Low-kit men with the Mini going strongly, but up front then, Samson Fong closing back up onto the tail of Andy Yan. So it's going to be 3 for the lead pretty soon. The race leader is Paul Poon, but he's coming under attack. Andy Yan right up behind him as they work their way downhill once again. Absolutely nose to tail. Andy Yan, last year's winner, now looking for a way to try to find himself into the lead of the race. But Paul Poon defends as they get to police. Pedro.
Paul Poon arrancou muito bem, mas Andy Yan tinha a terceira posição, surpreendeu o Samson Fung, o segundo classificado, e está ele com o carro 36 entre o 27 que lidera e o 96, 2 Peugeot da equipa SUNCITY Racing Team, são os carros roxos que estavam em primeiro e segundo na grelha e agora estão em primeiro e terceiro na corrida, já que entre eles está Andy Yan, também num Peugeot RCZ, mas o andamento de Andy Yan na parte lenta do circuito tem-se revelado bastante agressivo, bastante rápido, apesar de agora que estamos a entrar na parte mais rápida, se veja Paul Poon a afastar-se de Andy Yan. Há aqui uma luta, portanto, em perspectiva, numa altura em que o carro número 38, um Chevrolet Cruze que estava a deitar imenso fumo de óleo, parece ter desistido. Kevin Tse, carro 38, fora da corrida e com o número 27, Paul Poon lidera.
Kevin says Chevrolet is the smoky one, but he's out of the race. And number 13, having started from the pit lane, Chan He having to take evasive action to avoid a spinning Fiesta. He ends up in the barrier. End of lap 1. Paul Poon leads. Andy Yan second. Samson Fung, number 96, is third. And now Paul Poon getting away from Andy Yan.
好啦，咁啊已經咧就完成咗第個圈入邊咧，哇！Paul Poon真係好穩陣啊！頭先一攝位喺中間咧，就俾呢個。本馮文偉有機會咧，就可以同佢兩個咧就夾翻住殷卓偉嘅。咁但係咧，好彩殷卓偉係仲醒目，喺上面一飆上嚟咧就食翻。喺大直路咧見到馮文偉咧過咗殷卓偉啦，喺大直路啊！而家嚟緊葡京灣咧，如果睇邊個入先，哇兩個咁夾啊！咁哎呀，好彩兩位嘅車手都好有經驗。喺葡京灣咧係喺呢個葡京灣入邊，殷卓偉啊過翻阿馮文偉。咁喺大直路咧，馮文偉上次已經過咗佢，但係咧喺葡京灣亦都俾殷卓偉咧就係過翻阿馮文偉咁，所以咧大家都係香港車手，但係咧冇得讓㗎啦。一落場咧，邊個接到位，邊個食到靚線咧，就一定埋到佢嘅 Prado。
Paul Poon lidera e fez toda a reta sem problemas. O seu adversário mais direto, Andy Yan, foi ameaçado pelo colega de equipa de Paul Poon, Samson Fung, durante a aproximação ao Hotel Lisboa, mas na travagem o piloto do carro 36 conseguiu manter o segundo lugar. O carro 36 que na volta anterior um toque com alguma violência, na zona mais lenta do circuito. É o carro 36 exatamente. É o carro 36 exatamente que estava entre o líder Paul Poon e Samson Fung. Os dois carros do SUNCITY Group Team, Racing Team, ficam agora sem o adversário direto, que era Andy Yan. Ele com este toque vai certamente desistir.
Andy Yan in the barriers. His efforts to try and get up onto terms again with Paul Poon have come to naught, so Paul Poon is on his own, and now Samson Fung clear in second place, getting a replay of Andy Yan just glancing the barrier on the inside and then the outside. The car airborne as it clatters off the guardrail. So last year's winner out of the race. Yellow flags wave, bodyworks fly, and Paul Poon leading then. Samson Fung will be up to second and the safety car deployed. Safety car is on track. Patrick Chan will be elevated to third. Andrew Lowe, number 45, up to fourth. Fifth will become 21. So Chang in, and then up into the top 6, number 26, Felipe de Souza. But Paul Poon has this massive advantage, but it's about to disappear. Safety car on the track there because of Andy Yan's incident, and the car needs retrieval. It happened on the way towards Pyle, going through the Solitude S's, and so Paul Poon leading the field then now with In second spot, Samson Fung, and in fact Andrew Lowe, I think, has got himself in all the kerfuffle. Yes, he has, up into third place, number 45, ahead of Patrick Chan. So the SUNCITY cars, the SUNCITY Racing Team cars, first, second and third, as you get the replay again of the demise of Andy Yan. Barrier across the road into the next Armco. A big impact as well, and the car comes to a halt out of the race, but it needs retrieving, and so the safety car, Lawrence, is on track.
冇錯啦 ，Lawrence 就唔喺個 safety car 個 track 上邊，架車就出咗嚟啦，安全車咁啊，的確犀利。我哋喺呢個熒光幕上面都望到咧，因卓偉係做錯咗少少呢個走線入去咧，係錯誤咗，所以咧導致咧喺火藥局呢個位置嗰、個上邊咧，我哋叫做蛇形位嘅，因為咧就左穿右插嘅，即係好似打波咁啊，踢右跑左咁嗰隻嘅，但係咧佢真係入錯線。入咗線咧，而家你知啲標誌咧，亦都唔係話慢車嚟噶嘛，全部行 turbo 嘅。咁啊，呢啲車咧一踩錯位咧，就直頭睇住佢成架已經飛埋去啦，好清楚、好明顯係知道因卓偉咧係真係做錯咗啲咁多嘅位置嘅問題咧，就成架車自己喺佢嘅左手邊拱咗埋欄。咁啊，呢下嘢咧都幾傷嘅，即刻架車都根本都係。濕晒，成架可以話停咗喺上面啦。咁啊，賽事咧而家唔係停止，係由安全車帶領緊。而家係做緊呢係第4個圈方面，咁但係咧第3個圈，咁喺第3個圈入邊咧由安全車帶領咧，好快又一個圈吧。而家咧我哋見到咧，我哋今年啊真係我哋大會嘅工作人員咧真係好抵讚嘅，無論係邊一個部門嘅，係呢一個嘅 Marshal 啊，或者係啲醫生啊等等，好快脆出到嚟。工程師見到你啦，Mr. Lee 啊，見到你真係好搶鏡啊 ，Mr. Lee 係咁有時都要開心下，唔好成日掛住講車。咁就見到咧，就而家所有嘅車輛咧喺安全車帶領之下咧，已經一架一架。咁喺咁嘅有利嘅條件之下咧，咁啊澳門嘅車手亦都可唔可以發揮到咧？呢個係大家等一陣就可以分曉到噶啦。而家前車方面啊，望翻剛剛係走完第3個圈嘅呢車手入邊咧，嗱暫時仍然都係潘德俊喺第1位，第2位咧96嘅呢個馮文偉，咁第3位咧45號車啦，盧啟邦咧已經進佔咗上嚟。咁啊，呢3位係香港嘅車手，全部都係標誌。咁啊，第4位開始咧，阿 Patrick Chan 咧，澳門嘅車手亦都係標誌喺第4位30號車。第5位咧就21號車嘅周仲賢咧，亦都係我呢個澳門嘅車手揸緊 Mini Cooper。咁另外咧揸呢個雪佛蘭嘅就20號車 Sosa 就喺第6位置。第7位置咧就係呢個 DS11號嘅 Mini Cooper。第8位置咧就4號車阿曹鏡坤咧。就亦都揸個標誌嘅，咁咧佢哋前8位嘅位置咧，就差唔多都係以標誌 Mini Cooper 雪佛蘭一架嘅，咁但係咧成紮車群咧就可以話咧以標誌係好突出，咁啊前4部啊，3部係呢個香港朋友，咁啊第4、5、6、7、8咧，包括咧就係有5位入邊咧就有標誌 Mini Cooper 雪佛蘭。咁但係咧標誌真係唔錯，真係一睇佢落場咧，好似三姑仔咁啊，係咁追住嚇。好，或者睇下 David 有啲咩部先 ，David。
Safety car on track then, while we clear the now battered car of Andy Yan off the road, over through the S's, the winner last year then, retirement in 2015. So race order, 27 Paul Poon is the leader, 96 Samson Fung second, and 45 Andrew Lowe up to third. It's a 1-2-3 at the moment for the SUNCITY Racing Team. In fourth is number 30 Patrick Chan, in fifth is 21, which is the Mini in the hands of So Chong Im. In sixth place, number 26, Felipe de Souza with the Chevrolet Cruze. Seventh, number 11, back to the Minis now, for Seliu Al-Vashdiesh. In eighth place is number 4, Chu Kong Kwan. Ninth place, number 6, Kenneth Look. And 10th is 51, which is Lo Si Ho with the next of the Peugeots. We're currently on lap number 3, 12-lap race, or 40 minutes as the maximum time. And the race has still got 30 minutes left in it, so we should be good for the number of laps as the cars work their way now through the mid part of the lap, heading through Police up towards Moorish and then on towards Donna Maria. But fingers crossed, the safety car period is not going to be too lengthy, although Andy Jan's car still does need to be retrieved, so we're going to have at least one more lap, maybe two more laps. So you can't overtake while the safety car is out, just to make the point. If you've not been to the Macau Grand Prix before, if you've not been to a race before, you can't overtake, everybody has to hold station, but the race can carry on, albeit under controlled conditions like this. So Paul Poon maintains the race lead, and when the lights on top of the safety car go out, that's the indication to everybody that it will peel in at the end of the lap and we'll be able to go racing. But we're not there yet. We'll be a lap, maybe two laps yet, before we can get the CTM Macau Touring Car Cup underway. And more touring cars to come after this, with the TCR spec cars, the 2-litre turbo engine cars, ready for the qualification and gear race before we turn to GT and then Formula 3. So all facets of the sport represented this morning: touring cars, sports cars and single-seater racing cars. But the local drivers in the CTM Macau Touring Car Cup are heading now down towards our bend, and still the safety car is required, and Paul Poon maintains his race lead. We did have one of the minis head to the pit lane at the end of the previous lap, which was Paul Fan. He's still in the pit lane, as with the bonnet up, the team goes hard to work to try and get the car back into the race. The Team SARD LWMR squad. But the danger is he's going to go a lap down in a moment, because the Crocodile is about to come across the line. The leading queue of cars will go through, and that's going to put Paul Fan one lap back. Andy Jan's car has now been put on the back of the flatbed. Andy out of the car, he'll go for some checks at the medical centre just to make sure he's okay, as is the case in any incident, large or small these days. And so it could be that at the end of this next lap we will be back in business, fingers crossed, as the cars slowly make their way now down towards the kink and then on towards Mandarin. So we're on to lap number 4. All of these laps count within the 12 for the duration. Paul Poon, Samson Fong, Andrew Lowe, first, second and third. Andrew Lowe running third from 10th on the grid. He's made good progress this morning. The 3 cars up front, all for the SUNCITY racing team here at the SUNCITY Group Macau Grand Prix.
Safety car ainda em pista na sequência do despiste de Andy Jan. Andy Jan, com o Peugeot número 36, tinha-se intrometido entre os dois primeiros da grelha de partida, Paul Poon e Samson Fung, e rodava na segunda posição quando, na zona estreita do circuito, antes da polícia, na zona dos S, teve um toque nos rails que o impossibilitou de continuar. O carro está a ser agora removido do local, o que obrigou, obviamente, à entrada do safety car, a corrida com ritmo de desfile, mas voltas que contam para a totalidade da prova. São 12 voltas, já cumprimos 3, das quais 1,5 sensivelmente atrás do safety car. No final da primeira volta, o concorrente que tinha saído com o carro número 45, que tinha saído da 10ª posição, Andrew Lowe, que é também um Peugeot do SUNCITY Racing Team, estava já no 5º lugar e poucos instantes antes da entrada do safety car, ele chegou ao 3º lugar, ultrapassando PRIX, com o número 30, e assim, com a assistência do carro que bateu do Andy Jan, juntaram-se 3 Peugeot roxos do SUNCITY Racing Team, os 3 carros da mesma equipa nos 3 lugares da frente. São, portanto, o 27, o 96 e o 45. E o carro de Jan que está a ser removido do local e, portanto, em breve será dada a indicação de que o safety car se retira de pista e a corrida recomeça, lançada, obviamente. 4 Peugeots nos 4 primeiros lugares. O primeiro Mini Cooper S é o carro número 21 de Xiao Chongyin. Depois Filipe Souza no carro com o número 26. Filipe Souza com o carro número 26, que é um Chevrolet. São os 2 primeiros não Peugeot nesta fase da corrida. À frente, como disse, os 3 carros da SUNCITY Racing Team, 3 Peugeot RCZ, mas até agora o Paul Poon, com o número 27, tem evidenciado um andamento mais rápido do que os outros 2 e poderá antever-se aqui talvez uma luta entre o segundo e o terceiro, entre o 96 e o 45, com o Paul Poon a afastar-se progressivamente. Veremos o que é que o desenvolvimento da corrida nos traz. Para já, esta é a quarta volta, está a ser cumprida. Deve ser no final desta quarta volta que o safety car deixa a pista.
Safety car in this time, thanks Pedro. Safety car in at the end of this lap, so we're going to go racing at the end of this fourth lap of 12. 27 Paul Poon is the leader, second is 96 Samson Fung, third is 45 Andrew Lowe, fourth number 30 Patrick Chan, fifth 21 Sao Chong In, and sixth is 26 Felipe de Souza. We're going to be back racing at the end of this lap in the CTM Macau Touring Car Cup, Johnny.
Thank you， 好啦，我哋見到安全車咧帶領之下咧係進入咗第4個圈嘅賽事啦。咁啊，而家翻緊嚟咧，安全車已經熄咗燈啦。咁佢將會咧係入撇，跟住咧喺呢個水塘北角灣有一條橫行嘅黃色線。安全車入咗去之後咧，所有嘅車輛經過咧呢個黃色線咧係繼續咧係開始咧係餘下佢哋自己走嘅圈數啦。咁啊，而家佢哋翻嚟咧，將會係完成4個圈，進入第5個圈嘅賽事。安全車入邊，跟住經過呢條黃線之後咧，我哋見到咧潘德俊啊、洪文偉啊、盧啟邦啊，咁呢紮車咧就已經係咧繼續啊係進入去呢一個第5個圈嘅賽事啊。咁啊，啱啱算經過晒我哋面前，分別就係27號車嘅潘德俊、96號車嘅洪文偉、45號車嘅盧啟邦。陳文偉30號車排喺第4位，周仲賢21號車第5，蘇莎26號車排喺呢個第6位嘅。咁啊，迪亞士呢個11號車排第7， 4號車曹敬坤喺第8位，6鑑9號車喺第9位，51號車盧思豪呢係排喺呢個第10個位置。好啦，去到呢個葡京直路啊，咁啊3架呢就係同隊嘅車輛呢，就已經咧喺呢個葡京灣面前呢同大家見面啦。咁27號車嘅潘德俊呢，首先係進入呢個彎位，跟住就96號車嘅馮文偉同埋呢45號車嘅盧啟邦。
Now Paul Poon coming under attack at Lisboa from Samson Fung, but he's dropped back a little bit coming out of the corner, has Fung, so he's second with Andrew Lowe third, but the lead gap just extending slightly this lap number 5. Paul Poon getting away as they've gone up San Francisco Hill, now heading towards Maternity, and through the right-hander now goes the race leader. Now 4th and 5th, Patrick Chan coming under pressure from Sao Chong In, Peugeot versus Mini, 4th and 5th as they head downhill with Felipe de Souza's Chevrolet in 6th spot. But Paul Poon now looking to try to build the gap, but it's not happening for him. Samson Fung, who qualified second to him, is doing his best to stay with the race leader. The gap on the restart was 9/10 of a second. They were almost overlapping at Lisboa, but now Samson Fung is coming back at the race leader and taking Andrew Lowe, number 45, in 3rd place with him. So the 3 leaders still very close indeed as they head downhill once more towards Police.
Paul Poon lidera a corrida à frente de pelotão de 3 carros da mesma equipa, o SUNCITY Racing Team, patrocinador do Grande Prémio de Macau deste ano 2015, os 3 carros da mesma equipa, da mesma cor, com Paul Poon a distanciar-se, como tinha aqui referido na última intervenção. Ele tem sido regularmente mais rápido do que os outros e eventualmente haver alguma disputa será entre o 96 e o 45, colegas de equipa, mas na luta pelo segundo lugar. De qualquer modo, os andamentos muito semelhantes nesta fase da corrida. Depois dos 3 Peugeot RCZ do SUNCITY Racing Team, aparece Patrick Chan com o número 30, Xiao Chongyin com o 21, Filipe Souza com o 26. Depois Célio Alves Dias com o 11, Chou Keng-Quan com o número 4, Kenneth Luke com o 6 e Lo Zero com o número 51. Já estão fora desta corrida os números 38, Kevin Tse com o Chevrolet Cruze com problemas de motor e o número 63 esteve na boxe também com problemas mecânicos. A manter-se aqui uma diferença regular entre os 3 carros do SUNCITY Racing Team e depois os carros 30 e 21, quarto e quintos, bastante próximos um do outro, portanto uma luta a seguir entre Patrick Chan e Xiao Chongyin, o número 30 e o número 21. O 21 tenta agora, aliás, pôr-se do lado de fora antes da direita do Mandarim, pode tentar agora posteriormente na curva do Hotel Lisboa, já não vai dar, está fora de trajetória, portanto, em princípio, exatamente a manter-se nesta fase o Patrick Chan com o número 30 à frente de Xiao Chongyin com o número 21 num Mini Cooper S.
好啦，咁啊見到咧就係完成咗5個圈就進入第6個圈嘅賽事，咁啊頭車仍然係27號車嘅潘德俊，咁啊帶住咧佢其他2位嘅隊友啊，96號車嘅馮文偉啦，45號車嘅盧啟邦啦，咁啊3部車咧都已經咧係向呢個松山上路進發啦。排第4位嘅就係澳門嘅車手陳文偉，咁啊前面咧係4部都係標誌嘅，頭1至到3位咧香港嘅車手，馮文偉排第4位咧係澳門嘅車手，跟住落嚟澳門車手咧係分別進佔喺呢個4至到去8位嘅位置。咁啊排第5位21號車嘅周仲賢，26號車嘅蘇莎排第6，第7位係4號車嘅曹敬坤，第8位11號車嘅迪亞士。咁啊呢一紮咧就全部都係屬於澳門嘅車手。去到第9位6號車嘅陸鑑呢，就係嚟自香港嘅車手啦。咁啊巴達華高呢個66號車咧，亦都係進佔咗上嚟喺呢個前10嘅位置。咁啊澳門嘅車手揸個雪佛蘭㗎。咁啊後面20號車嘅毛偉立咧排11。咁啊，跟住落去咧，見到咧就係15號車嘅張子浩排12位，咁呢幾位咧都係屬於咧係澳門嘅車手。咁啊，前面嚟講咧喺第5位啊21號車嘅周仲賢呢，一部咧 Mini GRUPO 咧係暫時咧佢都係比較咧係即係點樣講咧？係因為前面係有4部嘅標誌，咁啊加埋咧，佢而家咧係排喺呢個第5位咧，係得佢一部咧 Mini GRUPO 咧係走咗喺呢個前5嘅位置嘅。咁啊現時嚟講咧，頭車都已經係過咗呢個聖母灣啦，咁啊向呢個法甲灣進發。潘德俊仍然係守喺呢個第1位，跟住咧第2位咧就係馮文偉，第3位係45號車嘅盧啟邦 David。
Three race leaders still close, but an even better battle on for 4th place now. Number 30, Patrick Chan, under pressure from 21. Sao Chong in, so it's Peugeot ahead of Mini. They run through Black Sands for the 6th time then, heading down towards us, but the race leader remains as Paul Poon. He was 11 tenths to the good at the start of the lap, but number 30, Patrick Chan, now trying to keep at bay. Sao Chong in with the Mini. The 3 leaders are on their way to our bend. Paul Poon ahead of Samson Fong, and then 3rd is number 45, Andrew Lowe. The 3 SUNCITY Racing Team Peugeots 1, 2 and 3. In 4th place is Chan. In 5th place it is Shao Song In. And then we've now got to change for 6th place because Chu Ken Kwan has got himself up past Felipe de Souza as they head over the timing line. So number 4, the Peugeot of Cho Kan Kwan getting quicker and quicker all the time, and that I think before long might well be onto the tail of 21 Sao Chong In for 5th place. The lead gap has gone up, it's 1.4 seconds. Paul Poon, number 27, the leader, has now done the fastest lap of the race, so he's extended the advantage over Samson Fong. Andrew Lowe is still 3rd, but what about 4th? Patrick Chan comes now out of Mandarin down towards Lisboa with chasing after him Sao Chong In. Is he going to be close enough to attack? Don't think he is, nor is Andrew Lowe quite close enough to have a go at Samson Fong. So for this, the 7th time, the race leaders work their way now through San Francisco. Poon, Fung, Lowe, the top 3. Peugeot's 1st, 2nd and 3rd.
I like this one here. In a gentleman's
Poon, Fung, Lowe, Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team nos 3 primeiros lugares, 27, 96, 45. Depois uma luta interessante pelo 4º lugar entre o 30 e o 21, Patrick Chan e Chao Chong In. Com o número 4, o Peugeot, a aproximar-se deles, ultrapassou Felipe Souza na última volta. O número 26 foi ultrapassado por Chong Ken Kwan, com o número 4, e enquanto Patrick Chan e Chao Chong In, com os carros 30 e 21, estavam entretidos um com o outro, ele com o carro número 4 aproximou-se deste duo e está na luta pelo 4º lugar. Temos, portanto, Paul Poon, Samsung Fung e Andrew Lowe nos 3 Peugeots em 1º, 2º e 3º. E depois Chao, Patrick Chan com o carro número 30 em 4º e Chong Ken Kwan já 5º com o carro número 4. E vai provavelmente aproximar-se de Patrick Chan no Peugeot número 30. É a luta pelo 4º lugar, com Chong Ken Kwan com o carro número 4 a revelar-se bastante mais rápido que os outros. Já ganhou 3 posições só numa volta.
係啦，咁其實咧，今場嘅賽事咧係非常之節奏咧係非常之就係快㗎。咁啊現時嚟講咧，我哋見到頭車咧呢一紮車已經係落咗呢個法甲灣，向呢個漁翁灣進發。暫時嚟講，見到27號車嘅坡潘啦，阿潘德俊，跟住90號車嘅馮文偉，45號車嘅盧啟邦，後面咧就係30號車啊，呢個陳文偉啊。咁啊呢4部咧個標誌咧就係咧係已經係帶咗幾個圈㗎啦嚇，暫時個位置。但係我哋見到後面啊曹敬軍呢個4號車咧已經係過咗啦呢個架 Mini GRUPO嘅頭啊，咁啊 Mini GRUPO 21號車嘅周仲賢咧跌咗落嚟啦，去到第6位啊，曹敬軍進佔咗上嚟咧喺呢個第5個位置，已經係完成咗7個圈嘅賽事，進入第8個圈嘅賽事啦。賽事係全程一共係12個圈，咁啊現時嚟講咧都已經係走咗2/3噶啦。好啦，咁啊完成7個圈嘅賽事，經過我哋面前仍然係27號車嘅潘德俊啦，96號車嘅馮文偉，45號車嘅盧啟峰，30號車嘅陳文偉，4號車嘅曹敬坤，21號車嘅周仲賢，26號車嘅蘇莎，11號車嘅迪亞士，6號車嘅陸鑑同埋15號車呢係張子浩噶。咁啊前10個位置呢，喺啱啱算嘅變化呢，只不過呢係4-5位之間呢個變化咗呢個位置係調轉咗啫。好啦，領先嘅仍然係有4部嘅標誌喺呢個前車嘅位置，睇一睇啦，去到呢個葡京灣之後呢，仍然我哋見到個GRUPO呢一路開始呢係上翻嚟啦，希望係追翻貼前面呢4號車嘅曹敬坤。咁啊帶住上去呢個松山嘅呢，就見到27號車嘅潘德俊，90號車嘅馮文偉，45號車嘅周仲賢。
Some great battles going on at the moment, one of which is for fourth, number 30 Patrick Chan and number 4 Chu Keng Kwan. Now, they'd all concertinaed up at the end of the previous lap, but down through Mandarin the gap stretched once more, so we had almost 2nd to 7th in a line. Now the gaps have opened up a little bit again, but Paul Poon is the leader by over 2 seconds, number 27. Gap back to Samson Fung, number 96 in 2nd place, and 45 Andrew Lowe 3rd. They're pretty close to each other, but then the 4th and 5th cars absolutely together. Patrick Chan, number 30 in the white Peugeot, he's got the red and white RCZ tucked up behind him of Chu Keng Kwan, and the pair of them nose to tail as they turn their way now through Pile. Heading downhill on towards Police, they will go with in 6th spot 21 Sao Chong In. 7th is 26 Felipe de Souza. In 8th place now is 11 Silio Albush Diash. 9th is number 6 Kenneth Look, and the top 10 is rounded out by number 15 Chung Si Ho as the cars work their way now all concertinaing up again out of Moorish. You can see how number 30 Patrick Chan is closing on Andrew Lowe ahead of him. At certain parts of the circuit the gaps come down, at others the gaps widen, but certainly Patrick Chan now is getting much closer to the back of Andrew Lowe. They come down to the Melco hairpin for the cars this weekend. It's his permanent no overtaking yellow flag zone, so there's nothing there that Patrick Chan can do, but Andrew Lowe certainly is going to come under attack pretty soon. On towards Black Sands they come, and actually as Andrew Lowe comes under attack, he's not that far behind Samson Fung, so what we had a lap ago is almost being replicated. The 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th start to get themselves into one big clump heading down towards Fisherman's this time. In his lap 8 of 12, one driver recovering after a spin, I think, or a moment up at the mountain section of the circuit. Paul Poon is away and gone, but then this long line starting to build up now for 2nd place, headed by Samson Fong.
8 voltas no final da 8ª volta, 8 voltas cumpridas, e a manter-se o trio da frente, Paul Poon, Samsung Fung e Andrew Lowe, mas com Patrick Chan perseguido por Chu Keng Kwan e acossado por ele a aproximar-se do último dos Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team, o Peugeot número 45, na zona sinuosa, fica com Patrick Chan muito próximo, mas Patrick Chan acaba de ser ultrapassado na reta do Mandarim por Chu Keng Kwan, com o carro número 4, uma manobra extremamente agressiva que o fez entrar em derrapagem na direita do Mandarim, mas felizmente que ele conseguiu controlar o carro, manter-se na posição e não provocar nenhum acidente. Portanto, o carro número 4, Chu Keng Kwan, tem tido, como já se referiu, uma prestação muito agressiva, saiu da 11ª posição na grelha de partida e já está no 4º lugar, acaba de ultrapassar o Peugeot número 30 de Patrick Chan. Veremos se vai ou não conseguir incomodar Andrew Lowe, que é o último dos Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team.
好啦，我哋見到咧頭車嘅潘德俊同埋2車咧呢個96號車嘅馮文偉咧，咁啊兩部車都已經係帶甩咗咧，係走咗上去啦，喺前面係稍為遠嘅位置啦。反而第3、4、5位之爭非常之激烈啦。咁啊頭先啱啱算係完成8個圈，進入第9個圈。我哋喺葡京灣直路之前呢，已經係見到咧4號車嘅曹敬軍啦，開始係發力係超前啦，係越過咗30號車嘅陳文偉。咁啊現時嚟講咧，就馮敬坤呢，就上咗去呢個第4位，曹敬坤上咗去第4位。咁啊直追咧就45號車盧啟邦㗎，咁啊原因咧就係話咧係我哋好明顯係睇到咧曹敬坤架車咧一路咧係喺第8個圈咧都已經係加速咧係快㗎啦，所以咧去到直路之前咧已經見到咧佢係過咗咧陳文偉，咁啊一路咧係直追而家喺第3位45號車嘅盧啟邦，咁啊去到呢一個發覺灣之前呢，我哋喺呢一個海角遊雲啊，咁啊亦都係咧見到啦，嗱曹敬坤架車到啦，咁啊前面嗰架咧就係 盧啟邦呢部車，咁啊大家都可以睇睇個距離啊，咁啊佢哋咧一去到呢個發夾彎，大家嘅距離一收窄，跟住咧直路就踩油啦，向呢一個漁翁灣進發。咁啊現時嚟講咧，頭1、2位兩部車咧都稍為係穩陣少少，但係第3位咧呢個情況咧非常之微妙啊，分鐘咧係好快脆啊，可能亦都係咧會改寫呢個次序。咁啊由於前列3位咧都係屬於香港嘅車手咧，現時嚟講咧係排喺第4位4號車嘅曹敬坤咧係屬於澳門嘅車手啊，所以曹敬坤咧今日嚟講啊，盡最後嘅努力，佢哋翻嚟將會係完成咗係9個圈嘅賽事，進入第10個圈嘅賽事。David。
Paul Poon is the race leader. He has just gone over the timing line, and the advantage he's got is getting bigger and bigger all the time. But second and third and fourth still pretty close. Samson Fung, number 96, ahead of Andrew Lowe in 45, ahead of number 4, the red and white Peugeot of Chu Keng Kwan in the Fuli Loy Racing Team car. Now he's another of the drivers on the grid that's been a winner of the Hotel Fortuna Trophy, the forerunner of this event. So there's certainly no dispute about the pace and the experience of Chu Keng Kwan. He was overdriving a touch perhaps on the previous lap. We had a big slide out of him coming through Mandarin. And then for 5th, together, number 30 Patrick Chan, 21 Sao Chong In, and Felipe de Souza in the Chevrolet, as now to the inside line goes the Mini on the run down towards Lisboa. So this is Sao Chong In to try to make the move on the inside line. He's going to have to be very, very late on the brakes. Is he going to make it work into Lisboa? He's got the line, and yes, through he goes on the inside then. So Sao Chong In goes through up into 5th place, and De Souza has a look on the inside as well, going up towards San Francisco. The Chevrolet has a look on the inside. We cut to the team, and then we cut to the battle for second. So does De Souza find a way past? He made a move to the inside. The Mini comes through. Then we have Patrick Chan, and De Souza stays 7th. So he had a good old go on the run to San Francisco, but it didn't work for him. But what has happened is that Sao Chong In is up into 5th at the expense of Patrick Chan.
Sao Chong-in com o carro número 21 Mini Cooper S acaba de ultrapassar Patrick Chan com o Peugeot número 30 na travagem para o Hotel Lisboa. Ele pôs-se do lado direito da pista, fez a trajetória um pouco diferente, travou bastante tarde e conseguiu in extremis entrar à frente de Patrick Chan na direita do Hotel Lisboa. O carro número 21 Sao Chong-in, o Mini Cooper S branco, é agora portanto o 5º classificado. Lá à frente, Paul Poon foi-se embora, deixou o seu companheiro de equipa Samson Fung já a 6 segundos. Depois Samson Fung tem Andrew Lowe, o número 45 é 1 segundo,1, mas Andrew Lowe tem tido a ameaça direta do Peugeot número 4 Cho Keng Kwan. O Peugeot número 4 que saiu da 11ª posição da grelha de partida, no final da primeira volta estava já em 5º, 6º lugar e agora está em 4º depois de ter ultrapassado 3 concorrentes e está a ameaçar diretamente o último Peugeot do grupo da frente, do trio da frente, os 3 carros do SUNCITY Racing Team. O que se verifica é que na parte lenta do circuito, Chong Keng Kwan se aproxima bastante, fica praticamente colada a Andrew Lowe, mas depois na parte rápida os 3 Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team conseguem ganhar alguma vantagem. Aqui temos na imagem exatamente os 2 Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team, Fung e Lowe, com o Peugeot encarnado número 4 muito próximo de Andrew Lowe. Veremos se na reta, agora na parte mais rápida, ele vai outra vez ameaçar e tentar ultrapassar o Andrew Lowe, ou se ainda não será possível essa manobra. Não, a distância é grande, lá está, na parte mais rápida do circuito, os 2 Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team afastam-se do Peugeot de Cho Keng Kwan, que depois só consegue recuperar o espaço perdido na zona sinuosa do circuito.
OK 啦，好啦，我哋見到咧，啱啱算完成咗10個圈，進入11圈嘅賽事。咁啊，全程嘅賽事一共係12個圈啦。咁啊，進行呢個倒數嘅階段啦。咁啊，頭車27號車咧，潘德俊咧都好穩陣啊，已經係過咗呢個葡京灣。跟住咧就係2、3位啱啱算到葡京灣96號車嘅馮文偉、45號車嘅盧啟邦。哇！我哋見到咧4號車嘅曹敬坤咧都已經咧俾阿盧啟邦同埋阿馮文偉咧係拋開咗咧，係比較遠呢個位置啦。咁啊，相差咧有秒幾有多啊。咁現時嚟講咧，稍為係失望少少咧，就見到阿曹敬坤啊冇辦法子啦，係可以係再飆前少少咧，係直接威脅第3、第2位嘅2位車手。好啦，嗱3、2兩部車手嘅位置咧，亦都係咧係現時咧都比較明確少少啦。頭車潘德俊喺呢個前車嘅位置咧，就喺我哋嘅視線範圍都已經係睇唔到佢啊嚇。跟住咧就見到咧96號車嘅馮文偉、45號車嘅盧啟邦。咁啊，呢兩部車咧，其實我哋留意下咧，盧啟邦係 好想啊，亦都係咧係黐貼咗咧呢個96號車嘅馮文偉。咁希望咧可能剩翻落嚟個1個圈左右都圈零啦嘅時間睇下有冇話辦法咧係將個位置互換。咁曹建坤亦都嚟啦，咁喺松山上路咧，佢就將個距離咧已經係拉埋咗少少。咁剩翻落嚟1圈左右，哎呀真係啊，哎呀曹建坤亦都係撞咗埋去。首先呢，就係45號車盧啟邦埋咗欄，跟住咧曹建坤亦都係咧直接係駛咗落去，但係曹建坤架車咧就彈翻出嚟，而家繼續仍然可以咧喺呢個賽道，暫時嚟講咧曹建坤上咗去呢個第3位，後面第4位係21號車嘅周仲賢。David
Drama at Police, Andrew Lowe goes wide and hits the tyres, and Chu Chen Quan hits him because there wasn't the room for both of them to get through. So 45, Andrew Lowe is in the barrier. Number 4 with the mirror hanging off to the left-hand side of the car goes to the Melco hairpin. Up into 4th place then now comes Sao Chong in. 5th is Patrick Chan and 6th is Felipe de Souza. Paul Poon is about to come through to complete lap 11 and start the last lap of the race. But then behind, I'm afraid Andrew Lowe has put himself completely out of contention by going off the road. And that car is going to need retrieving. So Paul Poon dominates the race. But behind, drama at the end. And Andrew Lowe, I'm afraid, has rather spoilt the 1-2-3 pattern for the SUNCITY racing team. Paul Poon, no dramas at all. He goes through to start the last lap. Samson Fung will be in 2nd place. He was being challenged by Andrew Lowe, and Andrew made that mistake and ran wide, went into the barrier. He in turn was just clipped by Chu Ken Kwan, but he has survived in 3rd place. Number 4 then, so Chu Ken Kwan goes by now onto the last lap. Sao Chong In is 4th, number 21. Patrick Chan is 5th, and Felipe de Souza rounds out the top 6. We're on the last lap of the CTM Macau Touring Car Cup.
E a luta entre Cho Ken Kwan com o Peugeot número 4 e o último posicionado dos Peugeots do SUNCITY Racing Team já a ter consequências. Eles estavam na verdade pegados um com o outro. O Cho Ken Kwan muito próximo na zona sinuosa do circuito, e foi exatamente aí que o Cho Ken Kwan obrigou o seu adversário a cometer um erro. Ele travou demasiado tarde numa curva que não conseguiu fazer, estatelou-se contra o rail. Cho Ken Kwan ainda lhe deu um toque com a frente esquerda, mas conseguiu prosseguir e manter-se no 3º lugar, aparentemente sem que o carro tenha ficado muito afetado, já que ele continua em pista. Passou aqui na entrada da última volta na 3ª posição. Paul Poon domina claramente, foi-se embora, deixou Samson Fung, segundo classificado, e seu colega de equipa a 7 segundos, e em 3º está agora Chong Ken Kwan no outro Peugeot, no Peugeot número 4, que assim impede a presença no pódio dos 3 Peugeots da SUNCITY Racing Team, já que ele foi subindo lugares, atrás de lugares durante as voltas desta corrida, saindo do 11º lugar da grelha e chegando agora à 3ª posição. Deverá ser, se não houver nenhum problema técnico com o seu carro ou mecânico na sequência daquele toque, a posição em que vai terminar o 3º lugar de Chong Ken Kwan.
好啦，咁現時嚟講咧，見到頭車咧都已經啱算啦，去到呢個聖保灣啦，咁已經係將隻咧獎杯咧擺咗喺架車度咧，係帶咗翻嚟啊！咁佢翻嚟將會係衝線嘅27號車嘅潘德俊。好啦，喺呢個加斯蘭上路啊，啱算上加斯蘭咧，另外一部標誌咧係擺低咗啊！咁應該係咧幾多號車？20號車啊，係啊無偉立架車啊！咁現時啊，當然啦，賽事已經係進入咗尾聲啦。咁睇翻頭車先啦，唔好睇住啦。咁頭車亦都係到啦，咁過咗咧呢個漁涌灣啦，咁向呢一個咧大直路進發啦。27號車嘅潘德俊，96號車嘅馮運偉，究竟第3位仍然係守住第3位4號車嘅曹敬坤啦，抑或係21號車嘅周仲賢呢？咁真係要睇一睇啊，係一間翻嚟嘅次序啊，因為咧佢呢2部車嘅時間咧係比較接近啲嘅。好啊，如無意外啦，咁我哋嘅冠軍車咧亦都係翻緊嚟啦，翻嚟將會係衝線完成12個圈嘅賽事 CTM 澳門房車杯冠軍車手27號車嘅潘德俊。咁已經係咧啱算咧，經過我哋面前完成今場嘅賽事，亞軍車手亦都到啦我哋見到咧96號車嘅馮文偉，馮文偉後面曹敬坤先，曹敬坤然後先至見到咧就係21號車嘅周仲賢。恭喜晒3位車手，27號車嘅潘德俊，96號車嘅馮文偉，4號車嘅曹敬坤第3，恭喜晒3位嘅車手。Derek。
The checkered flag to Paul Poon, the winner of the CTM Macau Touring Car Cup. The Peugeot then victorious. Teammate Samson Fung, number 96, takes 2nd, and right with him at the end, only half a second back in 3rd, number 4, Chu Ken Kwan. 4th to number 21, Sao Chong in the Mini. 5th, 26, Felipe de Souza getting ahead on the last lap of Patrick Chan's Peugeot. Number 30, Patrick Chan takes 6th. Recovering for 7th after getting into the barriers, Andrew Lowe. In 8th place was number 11, Celio Alves Dias. 9th was 66, Geronimo Badaraco. As you get a replay of Andrew Lowe heading into the barrier at Police and bang, off the side of him rattles Chu Ken Kwan, but he was the really lucky one. He carried on, he gained a place out of all of that, of course, and was good for 3rd. The top 10 in the race completed in the end by Nking Yang with his Peugeot RCZ. But number 27, Paul Poon, the winner in the end by 7.8 seconds. A very dominant display with some really good battles going on behind, and that, as I said earlier, whets your appetite for the next touring car action, the TCR International Series here this weekend to race for the Macau gear race, and we have 2 races for the touring cars back to back. So the first is the qualification race, a 15-minute break, and then it's the gear race itself, and they will be making their way to the circuit shortly. But before that, there'll be the podium for the CTM Macau Touring Car Cup. Paul Poon, Samson Fung and Chu Ken Kwan as the 3 drivers that will make their way to the podium at the end of the first race of the day.
Paul Poon, então, o vencedor e o dominador desta corrida desde a primeira volta. Paul Poon em Peugeot RCZ. Em segundo, o seu companheiro de equipa Samson Fung, o número 96, quase a 8 segundos de diferença. E em terceiro, Chu Ken Kwan, com o carro número 4, que desalojou o companheiro de equipa dos 2 primeiros, Andrew Lowe, na última volta. Talvez este Chu Ken Kwan, com o carro número 4, o piloto desta corrida, em maior realce. Ele recuperou imensas posições da grelha de partida e depois teve também a sorte dos vencedores, como costuma chamar, ao dar um toque no carro de Andrew Lowe, o lado esquerdo do seu carro, aparentemente só com muita sorte, na verdade, é que se consegue dar um toque daqueles e poder prosseguir com o carro sem qualquer problema mecânico que afetasse a sua participação. Isto foi a cerca de uma volta do fim e, portanto, Chu Ken Kwan ainda teve possibilidades de defender o terceiro lugar, que conquistou assim, chegando ao pódio. Paul Poon com o número 27 o primeiro, Samson Fung, número 96 o segundo, Chu Ken Kwan o número 4 o terceiro, e também o primeiro piloto de Macau nesta corrida Macau Touring Car Cup. Dentro de breves instantes, alguns minutos depois dos carros chegarem ao parque fechado, será obviamente a entrega de prémios no pódio. E às 10 da manhã, segundo o programa, às 10 da manhã, a primeira das 2 corridas do SUNCITY Grupo Macau Gear Race 2.0T Turbo. 2 corridas de 10 voltas separadas por um intervalo de 15 minutos e será às 10 da manhã. Antes disso, o pódio, naturalmente, da Macau Touring Car Cup com Paul Poon, Samson Fung e Chu Ken Kwan.